Hey folks, it's Johnny Flynn, and last night we went to the America First viewing of Let My People Go. I ask you to watch this in its entirety. It's about the J6ers. Be prepared. But this documentary coincides with our lawsuit in Connecticut. It has James Comey, it has Seidel, it has all the softwares, LHS, Knowink, everything you need to know about how they stole the election and caused J6, coming from Chris Murphy, Jim Himes, and Richard Blumenthal. Watch it. Watch the entire thing. It's vitally important. I can start it with you. Get your popcorn. It's epic. It is epic. And you can skip certain sections. I'm going to start skipping.
In some
There's Chad.
fortunate polling places, there is an option to make all of the voting decisions on a completely digital device, much like a touchscreen tablet or a modern slot machine.
And secure for other voters.
Watch.
Ouchie. Thank you.
Fauci.
Great job. You have successfully participated in the most safe and secure, state-of-the-art democratic digital voting system ever.
You can watch the whole thing.
America.
It talks about how
Faustian deals negotiated, signed, and sealed by oath-swearing politicians.
If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece.
And that's exactly what happened. So when you go through the video...
I'll get no answer. He was hollering on less voltage. Can't you check in and see if he's all right, please?
Can you check the voltage? Here we go. Move it forward. That's David
New Yorkers in
Clements.
Times Square.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Checked out. My kids
This
thought...
is all about the J6ers. Watch this. The inmates in the gulag who had an election stolen. Fact. What are you going to do about it? Why don't I come back to you and highlight some of the best sections?
Let's get started.
All right, here we go.
So in the case of electronic poll books,
Connecticut has poll books.
Legitimate connection to the network is to verify two things: that the person presenting themselves to vote is a registered voter.
Lou Button, I had a meeting with him 2 days ago in Connecticut. He's spouting all the crap that is not true. And I sent him this video.
And has not already voted in this election.
Dallas County spent $4 million to buy 4,200 of these new electronic polling books from the same company that makes the county's voting machines. While these voting machines aren't connected to the internet, the polling books, which has voters' information, are.
The polling books that we'll be using are fully compatible with our rigorous security system.
Bullshit.
What we saw in Dallas was that about 15 minutes before the polls closed, there was no one in line, and the count of people who had checked in started.
You can blame the Norwalk police for what happened in Connecticut, because I was there when my votes were zeroed out.
Increasing.
It just jumped again. All the numbers are jumping. Sitting here, we're doing nothing. And our numbers
Interface between poll pads,
the last time I was like,
Knowink,
And the worker
LHS,
noticed that said,
GEMS.
hey, what's going on here? The number's going up, and we haven't checked in any more voters.
I'm now at 817.
I'm 1,089 now.
Just jumped in 5 times.
There was a command coming into that poll book to say,
Commands from Bob Duff coming into that poll books. And he has the keys to the school.
check in this voter.
Dr. Doherty is correct. Experts are finding dedicated modems that directly connect with the e-poll.
Dedicated modems for e-poll books. And Stephanie Thomas is a liar. So is Denise Merrill is a liar. Mark Kohler is a liar. Read this article. I have it. I can share it. Read this article. I have it. I can share it. So let me continue on with just this rebuttal, and then I'll break it into parts if you don't mind.
Books to relay real-time data. It's not just Dallas.
They are relating real-time data from the voting centers, and Yukon has 4 central tabulators. It's in the record, it's in the contract, and it is fraud. So why does John Flynn have no votes in 2020? Why does John Flynn have no votes in 2022? And why will John Flynn, in the upcoming election in 35 days, have no votes? Because they're rigging it, and I'm telling you in advance how they do it.
Where e-poll books are being taken over remotely. During a Georgia Senate investigative hearing, a poll worker describes how her poll book was taken over by Dominion Voting.
I understood that the voting system was separated from the world by an air gap, that they're not connected to the internet.
And this is the shit from the
What
air
I
gap.
thought I heard you say is that you were able to contact Dominion, they were able to fix the problem. That indicates to me that somehow they're able to...
Connecticut is destroying votes and stuffing them with the absentee ballots that they create. Oh.
Communicate with the device that you have.
Yes, sir, they were. I had to give them permission to take over my poll pad so that they could reprogram it.
CISA teamed with states across the country to implement connectivity.
CISA is run by DHS and Chris Murphy, my opponent in my U.S. Senate race right now, and I'm not on the ballot yet, because they stole and destroyed signatures. Period. Stole and destroyed signatures. Period. Here is Taffy Womack's letter to me, them interfering with the America First candidates. Here we go. Watch, I'll turn on my... Let me turn my camera off. Dated September 17, 2 weeks ago. America First Party, okay? They're saying they don't have the documents that I gave to Bernard Liu. I have an audio tape of Bernard Liu accepting the ballots. I have an audio tape of Bernard Liu 2 weeks later melting down, yelling and screaming at me, "Shut up! Shut up!" Hold on. They had a canine unit. They had a canine unit. These people are communists, dictators that don't want to lose control. Should we take up where this leaves off and do a second video? So this is number 1, folks. Let's stop recording and take it up where we left off, okay? So right now we're talking about poll pads, direct connection through CISA for Chris Murphy in the Department of Homeland Security. Catch my drift? Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Where I'm taking you is complete and utter fraud so that Jim Himes, Progressive Caucus leader for AOC, could lock up the J6ers. Hey, when they come for me, I'm not going.